Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Pastor David, and this is the Easy Dharma for Difficult Times. And today, I'm going to talk about the psychology of boredom. Boredom, not bottom, boredom. So, basically, this was inspired from something I saw online. I have an audience here. They're laughing their heads off right now. Actually, they're stifling their laughter. But anyway. Okay, I'm going to read you something really funny, but it got me thinking. It's funny, but it's a meme or whatever you call it. Hi, Abby. Hi. Welcome to Pastor David's session. So the meme says this. This quarantine has made me realize I truly have no hobbies except going out to eat and spending money. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, it was so funny. And actually it was thought-provoking because, I know what most people are thinking. I have hobbies, everybody, I have hobbies. I like to watch movies. I like to, clean the toilet, whatever it is your hobbies are. But that's besides the point. So what happens is a lot of people are stuck at home right now, and so everybody is, for the first week, I think it was honeymoon. After that, it became, they look forward to, they plan, whatever movies they want to watch. I have some friends, message me, oh, what movie I'm going to watch? And then eventually that trickled down because they ran out of movies to watch online or whatever, videos, DVDs they have. And so people are getting bored. So today's talk is going to be about boredom. In this case, boredom here is because people feel stifled. They're stuck at home. They cannot go out. And they don't travel anywhere. Maybe just to get the meal, and then they have to rush back before they get arrested. Just kidding. Or to buy groceries, and then they have to, stand 6 feet away from the next person, very little interaction, maybe with the cashier. And, at home, maybe with your parents, maybe with your spouse, your boyfriend, some of you, your girlfriend, some of you, So you feel stifled, and you feel, after a while, you feel a sense of boredom. So why is that? And this meme actually prompted me to think about it, because actually in Buddhism, there's a lot in it, in the teachings, that talks about things like that. It's because all these are external phenomena, meaning we like to go out, we like to get distracted by going out, going to work. We like to get distracted doing something external, as in going somewhere, meeting some friends, yum cha, having a drink, having tea, having supper, having dinner, shopping, tennis, I don't know, whatever you like to do on weekends, whatever it is, and or whatever day, go clubbing, go drinking, go whatever, to the library or whatever. Maybe not many of you, but so what happened is we are used to distraction. So in Buddhism, we don't talk about things of external phenomena. We talk of internal phenomena. So this, within Buddhism, is internalized in the sense that it's called mental wandering. So what it is, how does it relate to this, to boredom and to distractions, is because we constantly rely on external stimuli. We constantly rely on doing something external. Oh, I see a lot of people. Hello, Tata and Ong, Jean. I think I see you coming on. I can see you on the screen. So, hey. So basically, we always like to get distracted by doing all these things. So what happens is, it's a distraction. It's an attachment. And what happens is, over time, we have been doing this for a very, very long time, and it's become a very strong attachment. So that's why when we are forced in a situation where we cannot receive this distraction, we feel stifled. Just like when you sit down and do 5-minute breathing meditation, immediately you think of your stomach. Immediately you think of, oh dear, it's so hot today. Oh dear, the mosquitoes. Oh dear, why is JP Tong so interesting? So, we have all these thoughts that come to our mind. It's just like when we go out. It's just like when we meet our friends. Oh, we had such fun time bitching, talking, gossiping, talking about the stars, talking about the movies, talking about the most recent relationship you have, your friends, the whatever, So we constantly need all these stimuli all the time. And it's an attachment, it's a distraction. And the problem about distraction is, it itself is not bad. Distractions are not bad. But what happens is we feel it and it becomes endless. It becomes like what they say, they describe in the text as drinking seawater. When you drink seawater, salt water, to quench your thirst, do you get quenched when you drink salt water? You don't. So you're constantly drinking and drinking and you never get fulfilled. There is no fulfillment in distractions, and you don't do anything of value, especially long-term value, especially spiritual value. And in fact, anything of deeper meaning or of that make any impact in your life, you may find it difficult to bear with, boring, not so interesting. So that's the problem about when you rely on external phenomena. That's just one aspect of the psychology of boredom. The other aspect of boredom is loneliness. This is something Rinpoche touched on before a long time ago, and I remember very clearly because I found it profound. I found it I can relate very much to, and I can see it in a lot of people. Is that all of us are very lonely, and loneliness is not about. Actually, it's not really about. Rinpoche described it as not really about people. We think loneliness is because we want company. Actually, it's not. Loneliness is that you are unable to be with yourself, to face yourself. So when you are alone, automatically, for long periods of time now, like I don't know, some of you may be alone, sorry, but you may come to a point where you will start to think about yourself, and that's something a lot of people avoid, and this avoidance creates this loneliness. So I've mentioned these two aspects. Okay, please ask any question. I know it's a little slightly on a slightly deep, slightly profound. Maybe it takes some time for you to contemplate, register, So what happens is, in order to overcome these two aspects, in Buddhism there's many tools, and I'm going to touch on some that might help. I think you already know, to overcome distraction and mental wandering and this attachment to external stimuli, I think you already know it's meditation. One method is meditation, not the only method, because I know some of you was like, oh my God, I cannot sit still. I can't, it's so difficult. I cannot focus. It's so difficult. JP Tong is, he's fantastic, but I just couldn't follow. So, but actually, there are many types of meditation, and the one that JP goes through in the mornings, the breathing meditation is a very simple and very excellent one to start on. You're focusing on important. No, just at the moment, it's just focusing on the breath. You may think, what's it got to do with my boredom and my attachment to external phenomena, to shopping and to doing things on the outside? It's got everything to do with it, because it focuses your mind. Everything begins in your mind. Because right now, we're not looking internal. The actual cause of everything is from within. Hi, Wei Ting. I see your hello. So it's very important that people understand these aspects of why we get bored and why we chase after. We go, we spend a lot of our free time doing, things that distract us, distractions, things that are, I'm not saying, distractions, shopping, all that, all the fun things in life are wrong. That's not my point. My point is that when you rely on it, when you go and do it all the time, right, what happens is it becomes not good for you. It distracts you, hence the word distraction. It distracts you from more important things. In fact, it is said in the text that it distracts you from being able to focus on virtuous things. Okay? And what happened is it's very important that people understand that before they go on into the various aspects. Meditation is one of them. Another thing is cultivating learning and cultivating things that involve spirituality, that involve things of higher meaning or cause, for some people, it's not, maybe meditation is not your cup of tea per se. For some of you, it could be charity work. For some of you, it could be exploring spirituality, learning something new that improves your lives, self-motivation, things like that. So the idea is that when engage in all these things that we do on a daily basis, that we find that it's so much fun, is that we don't realize how much we spend on it, and we don't realize how it grips on our life. And when we don't have it, we become bored, unhappy, sad. Hi, JB. Hi. And so it's just exactly what the Buddha is talking about. And then that's one aspect. And then the other aspect that I mentioned just now was actually about loneliness. And I've thought about it because what I describe about loneliness is that we are afraid to be by ourselves because it makes us look at ourselves. So one of the things is that people are afraid is because some of us feel that they have underachieved in life, and that makes them afraid or distracted or don't want to face themselves, and hence they prefer the company of others. That's a form of distraction. Not all the time looking for friends or having company of others means you're lonely, but one of the major factors is, okay? So it is to see why we don't achieve. It is to see why we have not accomplished what we want to do. Okay? And then the other aspect is that I think it's to do with our bad habits, the bad things. Hi, Jerry. Hey. The bad things that, not bad, I would say, it was just the negative qualities that we have, bad habits we've picked up over the years, and that we have not changed, we have not done something about it that puts people off, that makes people like us, but sometimes maybe our bad habits makes people want to stay away, and we know that, we sense that, and there's a sense of loneliness in that too, for some people. Okay, so I've covered the whole spectrum, and I've covered the whole spectrum of what I wanted to have in mind. Please, if you feel free to comment on what I've said. What I've said is based on basically the Buddha's teachings, Rinpoche's teachings. I just kind of melded together to present you about the psychology of boredom. I know it sounds so wow, but it's just something that came to mind when I saw a meme, and also because my superior Bing Hui has been asking, "Oh, what is your topic? What are you going to present for this this session?" So. And feel free to ask any questions. Doesn't have to be related to what I said, or maybe you don't like what I said, or maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree. I welcome all feedback. And also, if you do have, any other topic you would like me to present instead of boredom, feel free. Anything that is related to Buddhism, please. Or spirituality, or higher thought that that's related to what my field of expertise lah. Don't ask me to talk about physics or something like that. So please feel free to ask me any questions. Otherwise, I'll ask you questions. No, just kidding. I see. Sharon Ong says Tashidele. Hello, Rinpoche. I think you were on. I'm not sure if you're on, but if you're on, hello. Hello, Rinpoche. And is there a comment or something? I don't see it. No? Oh. So maybe what I've said has been very profound, super duper profound, or not profound at all, or people don't relate, unfortunately. I apologize if that's the case. But generally, I do feel that all of us have some sort of attachment to... Oh, let me talk about attachment since we're at it. Attachment, people always think... generally, we think... we just a very quick one now, okay? Attachment, people generally think it's something that we like to do that it's not good. Why is it not good? People don't know. People may not necessarily know. They just say, people think it's bad, to do the things that you like because you're attached. So because when you have a lot of things, your attachments, you're supposed to be unhappy. But, some people think, no. So why is it bad? Why is having good things bad? People don't know why, because it's a deeper aspect of attachment. Attachment is actually when you look at things, it could be a situation, doesn't have to be an object, a physical object. It could be a physical object, and it could be a situation, and it could be a person. Okay, a situation, person, or an object. It could be your house, your car, your jewelry, your designer goods, whatever it is. It could be a situation, maybe, a situation where you can drive out anytime you want and do the things you want, the freedom. That is a situation. And then it could be also besides situation, object, it could be a person, it could be your friends, it could be your lover, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. So it could be any of this. So why is it attachment bad? It's because it's how you look at it. You are attached to it because in your perception, you exaggerate the good qualities. Like you take a magnifying glass and you look at something and you see it's magnified. So what you see is, you don't see them for who they are, or what they are, or what the object is. You see it for what you perceive. And usually what you perceive is magnified. Because when you attach, you like. So when you like, it's the things that you like, you only see the good qualities of what you see. It's magnified. It's become bigger than what it's supposed to be. So what happens is when it's become bigger, you don't see the other aspects of it. Hence, people will fork out $5,000 for a handbag that's probably cost $200 to make. Oh, okay, I see something. This is a question by David Chu. Wouldn't boredom be due to attachment itself? If we are not attached to anything, then one will never be bored. For example, we can't be bored when we are asleep. After all, we are doing nothing. Okay, that's very good, what you just said, David. Um, same name. Um, so, sorry. So anyway, what you just said is correct. It is attachment, but right now I'm referring to a situation where people are stuck in the sense of being at home. And in this case, it would be to do with a situation where they can't do what they want to do, which is going out. And why they are attached to that is because they're used to it, the mental wandering, the distractions, they're used to distractions. So it is attachment. I didn't go into it so much. It is attachment to distractions. Okay, I have another question. This is from Chung. How does boredom and attachment relate to the perception of solid, real, irrefutable subject and object? Okay, Chung, how does boredom relate to it? Is just exactly how, just keep it simple. Okay, it is attachment. Let's go into the definition of attachment. Okay, the definition of attachment is when you exaggerate the good qualities, when you don't see the good quality, we don't see the actual qualities of the object, person, or situation for what it is. For example, I just give a very rough example, like a handbag. A handbag is actually worth 200 ringgit, 300 ringgit perhaps to make, but because it carries a brand, I don't know, what Gucci, Prada, whatever it is, and it becomes 5,000 ringgit. So people go for it, people buy it. Why? Because they see it for the advertisements. Do you know the beautiful models? You know the beautiful billboards, the beautiful paper bags, the beautiful store, the beautiful packaging. So they buy into the idea of it. So that ideal is imprinted in people's mind, and they see that when they look at the brand, and they're willing to fork out the money because it gives that feeling. Okay, so
There's a question from Yilin.
okay.
Yilin earlier asked, how can we be mindful of attachment when we are not even aware through ignorance?
How can we be mindful of attachment if we are what?
When we are not even aware through ignorance.
Oh, very, very simple. So we are not aware. How can we be? No, you have got to repeat it.
How can we be mindful of attachment
when we're not even ignorant?
when we're not even aware through ignorance?
Okay, the question by Yiling is, how can we be mindful of attachment when we're not even aware that we are ignorant? Right? I got it?
We're not aware that we're attached because of ignorance.
Okay. Never mind. So let me answer the question. I get it, but I can't repeat it. So what happened is, at the moment, even if you're aware of attachment, right, you cannot break the cycle yet. Just being aware is not enough. What you need is, what people need to overcome, ignorance is very, very deep seated within us. It takes a lot of purification. It takes a lot of accumulation of merits. It takes a bit of learning and practice to transform and to dig deep, because ignorance is the bottom of everything. All of our psychosis, meaning all of our problems, all of our negative habits, all of the things that we do, all of our problems, all of the negative karma, everything boils down to ignorance, how we perceive things. So, but the way we perceive and how we perceive is so deep-seated. Just by being aware is not enough. It's really not enough, because we have a very bad, strong habit of seeing, because it's a pair of glasses that you put on. You have glasses. You can see that the view is distorted, right? But that's how you see, and that's what you see your world with. So the only way is to change your glasses, and the way to change your glasses is you need to engage in those things that I'll talk about, because it goes very deep into our mind. So just being aware is not enough. It needs a bit of learning. You need to know the full dynamics of it according to the Buddha's teachings, because he has perfect, wonderful, profound explanation of perception, reality, attachment. Then when you know that, when you've learned it, it's just knowledge. So how do you put it into practice? Is you need to do, you need to collect merits, purify karma, etc. Actually, I don't want to go into this deep, but because the questions came in that way, I guess the way I presented was on that level. So what I was thinking is, actually, I have a more practical way to go about it, which is to start with by engaging in simple meditation, sadhana, mantras, by engaging in, good works, charity work, voluntary work, spiritual learning to learn more. You see, every time when you learn learn Dharma, what happens is it has a profound effect on us, especially when you have faith in the Dharma. It has profound effect. It has a way of calming our mind down. Even although it's not related to, this is something I experienced personally, okay? Although it's not related to distraction or boredom, but when you learn the Dharma, you feel yourself calm down, grounded. Sometimes, okay, maybe not for a long time, maybe for a moment, but when you keep learning and you keep practicing, it will have deeper and deeper, profound impact on us. Okay? So I was answering a question, but I forgot what question. I got lost the page. Give me a moment. Let me look at all your questions and to see if I've missed out on anything. Lost that page. Come on. Feel free to comment. Tell me what you feel. What you like. Oh, okay. I was reading Chung's message, or rather, so people attach to objects fake values, hence making these objects seem so real and solid and valuable when they are in fact empty of such. This is the cause of attachment. No, this is not the cause of attachment. This is an example of attachment. There's a difference, okay? Cause of attachment is ignorance, not fake designer goods, fake values. It's not fake values. Let me reiterate. Attachment is not that you're seeing something for not what it is. It's that you are exaggerating, you're magnifying the good quality of something. Like someone you love, like your husband, your wife. If you love someone, you tend to only dwell on the good qualities most of the time. So sometimes I know what happens is when you spend a lot of time, the reality is put in your face, so it conflicts with your view of that person. So that's where, becomes an issue in relationship. So that's where this borders on, dealing with relationship issues. So, okay. So in answer to Chung, it's got nothing to do with fake values. Attachment, the source of it is ignorance, is your exaggerated perception of it, your wrong perception of it. Okay? Hello, Pastor. Okay, I think that's about it. Perhaps a personal story would illustrate what you just said about the profound effect of the Dharma. Profound effect of the Dharma. You mean, I think you meant, I don't know. Let me tell you about my experience over the years, okay? I'm not highly intellectual. I don't really read that much, contrary to what you may think. But I've spent a lot of time with Rinpoche, Tem Rinpoche, that is. He's my spiritual teacher. And he has imparted in me and many others lots of teachings, stories. And I would say that, you see, you see a lot of things that, for me, when over the years, as I listen to Rinpoche's teachings, the profound, how it's no like wow, it's like eureka, sudden enlightenment. I have not reached that yet. maybe one day through. But what happened is, every time I listen to Rinpoche's teachings, it gives me a feeling of contentment. It gives me a feeling of, I don't know, it touches me very deep, because a little bit of, it makes me feel that that if I learn more, one day I'll be able to incorporate this into my lives and help others, share with others. It makes me lessen my bad habits. It makes me do a lot of things that I'm still doing right now, that if it wasn't for the hours of being with Rinpoche may not address my bad habits per se during a particular talk, but during the course of the whole, everything, I feel less inclined to do the things that, my bad habits, laziness, although I'm still working, it's a work in progress. And it is also something that Rinpoche, for me, okay, this is personally for me, okay? I think the biggest thing for me would be my sadhana. My spiritual practice revolves right now with me sharing the Dharma with people on online. Sometimes I give teaching. Sometimes some of you guys ask me questions personally, and I answer, And but my main thing is my sadhana, which is my prayers that I do every single day. For me, it's a commitment. It's a practice. Sometimes it's a chore, but it's a chore that I can't do without. And why I'm telling you this is that I'm not a person that, can do something consistently on a very daily basis, but it's something actually I am amazed that I've been doing it for many years. And maybe it's because I've watched Rinpoche struggle through his sadhanas every single day, because he does a lot. Rinpoche is, from personal experience, being with Rinpoche, he's a workaholic. He's a workaholic, and his work doesn't stop. It doesn't have set hours. It's all the time, and whenever he's required, he would be there, and he would do, and he would be, even when he has very little sleep, he'll be so effervescent that it's like he had full nights of sleep. So that's, sometimes teachings don't come in the form of words. Sometimes it's just from watching Rinpoche. So all this have a profound effect on me, in a sense that it makes me stop being as selfish. I'm a very selfish person. I'm a very stingy person. I'm a very lazy person. Okay, that's my major thing. I have many, many bad habits, like anyone else. Like, I'm sure you guys have some of it too. And it makes me lessen a lot of it. I'm on the way to getting rid of all of it, but not yet. I'm saying not yet, not that I'm trying to delay it, but it's a work in progress, And so I think it has a profound effect on me, and it's made me who I am today. And it has also a lot of things that Rinpoche has taught has made me think in many, many different ways about people, about dealing with people, about handling myself, that Rinpoche didn't exactly have to tell me that it has to be done this way, but in the past and in teaching, but I just feel it matches what Rinpoche says, because, it's just many years of listening to Rinpoche. Okay, this is a comment by Yiling. Thank you for sharing your experience, as it illustrates how profound an effect Rinpoche's teachings have on us. Thank you. Yes, it's true. When you listen to Rinpoche's teachings, you still can. Well, Rinpoche is not around anymore, but he will be back. But in the meantime, before he comes back, you can go on Rinpoche's blog. You can watch his YouTube, especially his YouTube. Rinpoche's voice, listening to him speak, and the tone of how he emphasizes certain points, and the jokes, even the jokes It's incredible, especially if you know the person. If you know the jokes, it has a point to be illustrated, by the way. But anyway, whatever it is, it's just incredible. And I just thought that sometimes it cannot be explained in words, the profundity of a Lama's blessing, because that's what they call in Tibetan Buddhism, it's called a mind transmission. That when you, before Rinpoche, when you hear him speak and he talks to you, right, there's a certain blessing that's beyond just words. Yes, you learn something, you pick up some knowledge, and then but there's incredible blessings, because Rinpoche is not an ordinary person, that's for sure. Okay, that's my opinion about it. And I'm not saying from I know it sounds like, wow, fanatical or whatever, but I don't think so. Because, I don't think so. Because Rinpoche has this, everything that Rinpoche does and say has an effect on people beyond just the teachings alone. Okay? I hope that, another one, you have illustrated how we can internalize Rinpoche's teachings and actions as an awakening of our minds. I mean, the Dharma teachings all have a lot of profound words, a lot of big words, a lot of wonderful words that we can learn its meaning, and it is wonderful. And but more importantly is to translate into actions. So that's the thing about teachings. And usually what happens is when a teacher delivers it, it comes not just with the words, it comes with the blessing of the lineage. It comes with Rinpoche's compassion. It comes with, many times it's catered specifically for us. It's meant for us. It is worded just to fit our mental disposition or a situation at that moment in time. And something happens. It's just almost like magic. Sometimes, and especially if you have affinity and good spiritual relationship. Okay. Oh, okay. Bing Kui asks me, could you please recap your advice for ordinary people who are feeling bored and stuck at home during the MCO? Usually people, okay, what I wanted to say originally was that practical advice for people is to start to see the value in what they do. Okay, when you go out, what do you accomplish when you go shopping? When you while your hours in the shopping mall, buying things, buying groceries. When you while your hours being with friends, yes, it's wonderful being with friends. So it's the value that you try to accomplish. Don't just do it blindly. And then what happens is, right now, you can't do all those things. So what do? You can fill your hours doing nothing, moping, watching TV, rewatching. I have some friends who are rewatching movies they watch like a dozen times. And do you want to do that? Or do you want to keep mopping the floor a dozen times? I'm sure some of you are doing that. Do you want to cook the most complex dishes over and over? It's wonderful, and share with your family. And it's wonderful. You can do all those. But what about something else? What about something of deeper value and deeper meaning? So this is a time where you have time. You can decide. You have time. You can start to look into something to invest in you. The Dharma, what we call the Dharma, or the teachings, or the truth, or Rinpoche's teachings, Rinpoche's talks, Rinpoche's blog, all this, right, has a value that is timeless. It's not just for this COVID period. It is timeless. It can be put into, when you learn it, it can be put into your lives. It opens your mind. It opens your mind to a different dimension, spirituality, paranormal. It opens your mind to science. It opens your mind to the world, human behavior, It opens your mind to how your actions impact others and yourself. There's so much that you can pick up, that you can learn, and you can do simple, okay, let's go simple instead of going so big words. Go on the blog, you can go on Rimchi's blog, you can read up the articles, you can ask questions. The pastors are available. You can watch the videos that Kechara is making on a daily basis. JP Tong in the morning. You can join the morning sessions, and just ground yourself with meditation. Instead of moping around all day, feeling bored, getting frustrated, forcing yourself to not pick a fight with your spouse, your kids, your neighbor, do something different. Like as Rinpoche said, be different, be altruistic, be spiritual, do something, explore spirituality. Oh, the bottom line, explore spirituality. Okay, so I think I've come to an end. Please feel free to add any comment about this video or any suggestions for future talks. I'm more than happy to accommodate. And thank you very much. Signing off from Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong. Thank you. Good night. Finish.